And now we're going to come down onto the stomach. So come into a high plank position. And then slowly lower yourself down. And then finally on your next exhale, come all the way down, belly onto the mat. Bring your hands by the sides. Bring the feet together. And now lifting the head and the feet simultaneously. Firm the ankles together. Lift the chest up. Good. 1. So now try and squeeze your belly. 2. Notice how that allows your shoulders to free up and roll backwards. 3. 4. Reach through the toes. 5. Stay there. Bring the hands beside the chest. Try and drag your rib cage forwards a bit more. 1. Squeeze the elbows back towards each other. 2. Imagine the hands trying to drag the chest forwards continuously. 3. Firm your navel, protects your spine. 4. 5. Bring the feet down. Now inhale straight into the up dog. Feel it's different. And then exhale, down dog. And then coming into high plank, slowly lower yourself down back onto the belly. So the object of that exercise is to show you it's a counterintuitive motion that you're taking with your engagement of the core. In order for the back to arch in a better way, in a safer way, you actually need to engage the belly, which is almost the opposite of what you think you might need to engage to arch the back further. So keep the belly firm, you can arch better and safer. Okay. Urdhva, bring the left forearm to the mat so you're supported with that arm and it's parallel to the front of the mat. Bring the right heel towards the buttock. So you can grab just the instep of the foot and work on pulling heel towards the buttock this way. Perhaps that's enough and you feel a stretch on the front of the thigh. Or some of you might be able to have the flexibility to have the thumb on the instep of the foot and then swivel the fingers so they point the same direction as the toes. So now your elbow is pointing up and you're almost doing a chaturanga onto your foot. Okay, and holding there. 1, whichever version you're in, try and squeeze the thighs towards each other. 2, as you push the heel down, try and push the foot back into the hand. 3, the knee reaches away from the hip. 4, 5, slowly release the leg. Switch sides, right forearm onto the mat, bring the left heel back, take the instep of the foot. So again, you could just hold the foot there and bring heel towards the buttock. Or if you can, swivel the fingers around so they point the same direction as the toes. And holding there. 1, keep the knees squeezing towards each other a little bit. 2, as you push the foot down, push the foot back into the hand. 3, knee reaches away from the hip. 4, really feel the opposite pressing, hand into foot, foot into hand. 5, slowly bring the leg back down. And through vinyasa. Here come firm legs, firm belly, lift the chest. Exhale, down dog. Good. And come through, back onto your stomach again. So a little bit more this time. Bring the hands beside the hips and bring both heels towards the buttocks. Now see if you can grab one ankle, then the other ankle. And just for today, so some of you might be doing intermediate series already, so be familiar with this pose, but we're going to do it with the feet apart. Okay? Point the toes and then push the shins into the hands until the chest starts to lift. Now firm your belly. Now try and reach the toes up towards the ceiling and holding there. 1, it's the legs doing all the work. 2, core staying active, protecting the lower back. 3, 4, 5, slowly coming back down. Release the feet, hands to the mat. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And now hopping forwards, come onto your knees. Ustrasana. Okay, so first thing to establish is that the shins are pushing downwards. Bring the hands onto your lower back. Have a slight tuck in the tailbone, feel a firmness at the belly. Lift the chest up, and now just take a gentle lean back. So we're not going to go into the pose just yet, just leaning back and bringing the head back. You can look up to the ceiling. 1, under your fingertips, feel the buttocks firm a little bit. 2, but not clenched. 3, shins push down, hips push forwards. 4, 5, inhale, coming back up. Okay, so for some of you, that's going to be enough just to do that. So you can repeat doing that again. For those of you that want to go a little bit deeper into this, we're now going to reach back and take hold of the feet. And it's just going to be the heels of the hands on the heels of the feet and the fingers on the instep of the foot. Okay. So again, inhale, tuck tailbone, lift the chest up. Exhale, push the pelvis forwards to be the counterbalance. And then opening the chest and bring the hands back. Grab hold of the heels. Then bring the head back. Holding there. 1, push the shins down. 2, to bring the hips forwards. 3, soften the chest. 4, relaxing the neck. Look to your nose. 5, push the shins down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Through vinyasa, hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hopping through, coming to seated. Okay, straighten out the legs, roll down onto the back. So now we go to the regular finishing sequence. And we'll take the 3 back bends progressively today. So you can either stay at version 1 and just do version 1 if that's where you're at. But for those that want to, we'll build up to the full wheel position. Heels come to the buttocks. Blades of the feet are about hip width apart. See if you can touch the blades of the feet with the hand or bring them as close to that as you can. Ground into the hands, tuck the tailbone and pressing the hips up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers under the back and then wiggle as much of the shoulders under the torso as you can. 1, pushing into the heels, lift the hips up. 2, lower belly in. 3, trying to take the lessons from the previous poses. 4, all the different ways you can engage the core and the thighs. 5, and slowly coming back down. Good. Half wheel pose, bring the hands over the top of the shoulders, set up the hands, elbows work in towards each other, and then on your next inhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips up, lift the head up and rest the crown of the head on the ground. 1, so try and feel the core here. 2, push into the heels, push the hips up. 3, lower belly still in. 4, weight in the hands. 5, lift the head up, tuck chin in, come down. Okay, so now you've got some idea of the way the core is meant to be activated for the back bend. Now try and apply that to the full wheel pose. So bring the hands over the top of the shoulders, ground the hands into the mat. Tuck the tailbone, lower belly in, and on the next inhalation, pushing the hips up. Lift the head up, you can weight on the crown of the head, or if you want to, come all the way up, straightening the arms. 1, push into the heels, hips up. 2, lower belly in. 3, buttocks slightly active. 4, not quite tense, but not quite loose, halfway. 5, and then tuck the chin in, come down. Good. Knees into the chest. Give them a tight squeeze. And then rocking your weight side to side. Rocking yourself backwards and forwards. And coming back up into seated. Straighten out the legs. Paschimottanasana. You can take the flesh of the buttocks and roll that out to the sides. Inhale, increase the gap between the ribs and the hips, and lift the rib cage as far over the front of the thighs as you can, bringing the hands either side over the shins. And each inhalation, breathe the chest a little bit more forwards, and each exhalation, allowing yourself to come a little bit further into the pose. Inhale, chest forwards, walk the fingers forwards, firm belly, exhale, coming a little bit further. So you're really using your breath with the movement into this. So you're moving very slowly. The inhale up the spine is imagining more space forming between each vertebra, and the exhale is just letting it flow back down. And it's just a wave-like motion that you're using to sweep over your body and remove any tensions that might have formed in the previous few poses. On your next inhalation, lift the head up, look up, hold, exhale. Inhale, come the rest of the way up, cross the ankles, and through vinyasa. Step or hop back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog.